I want to thank everyone for the 200 subscribers we got in less than 2 months, and I hope the numbers will keep growing. As you decided, here are 100 facts that you didn't know. All of the facts are taken from the site, and I will leave the link to it in the description. Let's go. Oranges were originally green. Going to work is more dangerous than going to war. Russia has more surface area than Pluto. You can fire an arrow around an object to hit a target. There is no specific time zone at the South Pole. The first ever 3D film was released in cinemas in 1922. Sandra Bullock was almost Neo in The Matrix. Surfer slang hang 10 means having all 10 toes over your board's edge when riding a wave. There was a type of petrodactyl with a bigger wingspan than a fighter jet. Scientists genetically modified goats to spin spider silk from their udders. The Burj Khalifa is so tall, you can see 2 sunsets from it in one day. Queen Elizabeth I's handbag was a body language communication device. There is a spacecraft graveyard in the South Pacific Ocean. Broccoli is a man-made food. High heels were originally men's shoes. Bowler hats were originally invented as safety hats. On was first used in writing in 1917. There is a smoke alarm for the deaf. Peanuts, walnuts, almonds, cashews, and pistachios aren't nuts. Armadillos have shells so hard they can deflect a bullet. Only a quarter of the Sahara Desert is sandy. Antarctica is the world's largest desert. In 1960, a cow got hit by a chunk of falling U.S. satellite in Cuba. Your nose and ears never stop growing. In the 1990s, half of the world's CDs were made for AOL sign-up discs. The Eiffel Tower grows in the summer. Bees can fly higher than Mount Everest. Until 2015, it was illegal to dance in Japan after midnight. In 1997, a cargo ship lost 4.8 million Lego bits in a storm. They are still washing up today. In Tokyo, Japan, there is a Hedgehog Cafe. The smallest dinosaur ever discovered is only 16 inches long. In England, pigeon poop is the property of the Crown. The letter E is the most common letter in the English language. New Zealand is actually part of a much bigger sunken landmass. A female gladiator was called gladiatrix. Koalas have unique fingerprints. In China, the police use geese as sentries. There are sharks that can live for up to 500 years. A man survived being hit by a car and thrown 118 feet. Natural bananas contain seeds inside of them. In Bosnia, Serbia, and Montenegro, you can legally vote at 16. All astronauts going to the International Space Station have to learn how to speak Russian. Sharks are older than trees. Belgium once tried using cats to deliver mail. In China, ghost marriages are illegal. There's a fictitious athlete hall of fame. Scientists in California created a machine to harness power from snowfall. An ant can't die from falling. People spend roughly 13 of their lives zoned out. Before trees existed, Earth was covered with giant white mushrooms. Snakes can burp fire. Soviet cosmonauts took shotguns to space with them. Jackie Chan sang the theme songs for all his films in the 1980s. You're more likely to get bitten by a person than a shark. Bryan Cranston learned how to roller skate for an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. Dogs can learn up to 250 words and gestures. Fried chicken originated in Scotland. Avocados never ripen on trees. The slang term for dollars, bucks, originates from the early 1700s. 40 million years ago, penguins were 6 feet tall. Beer was classified as a soft drink in Russia until 2011. 25 of all mammal species on Earth are bats. Jellyfish are 95 water. Fortune cookies are an American invention. When Nintendo was formed, there were only 38 U.S. states in the Union. On statues, a horse's legs tell you how the statue figure died. Japan has a roaming deer infestation. The peach ale was invented by the Carlsberg Brewery. Most perfume is made from sperm whale puke. In the Californian White Mountains, there are trees older than history. Mountain Dew was originally a slang term for moonshine. There is a black market for illegal skin trade. Roughly half a human body is red blood cells. Drinking 10 gallons of carrot juice is fatal. The movement of falling cats is used as part of an astronaut's training. We have a house fire to thank for The Sims. 3 types of Australian birds deliberately spread wildfires. An Italian punk band once ate spaghetti on stage instead of playing any songs. Woodpeckers eat brains when they get too hungry. Italy has 34 native languages in use today. Amsterdam's Royal Palace sits on 13,659 wooden poles. There is a gargoyle with Darth Vader's head on it on the Washington Cathedral. Dolph Lundgren has an IQ of 160. Two stealth nuclear submarines once bumped into each other by accident. The Hawaiian flag purposefully looks like a combination of the British and American flags. NASA's internet speed is 91 G per second. For their first month of living, babies only see in black-white. In 1783, a volcanic eruption killed 80 of the Earth's sheep. Malta has never experienced weather below freezing point. The Pentagon has its own private island off New York. Cheetahs love Calvin Klein. There's a Big Mick Museum in Pennsylvania. The U.S. has more millionaires than Sweden has people. The letter A doesn't appear in a written number until you reach 1,000. Sombrero is just a generic Spanish word for hat. Ireland's population still hasn't recovered from the Great Potato Famine in 1845. Camels don't actually store water in their humps. A man once tripped over his beard during a fire evacuation and died. Psycho, 1960, was the first film to ever show a toilet flushing. The world's largest singular snowflake was 15 inches wide.